Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Shah Sir Classes and Evershine Coaching Center. I am Shah Faisal Sir here. My dear students, today in this video I am going to discuss about subject Social Science of class 10 Karnataka State Board for the academic year 2022. It's my privilege to host this session, and my dear students, kindly note it. This is the very important session which we are going to conduct in today's class, and here I am going to give you the complete overview of the entire syllabus. Again I am repeating, we are going to give you the complete analysis about your complete social science for the final board exam. Here kindly make sure that today whatever I am discussing, you have to jot down those points in the notebook. Kindly take the pen and notebook and make out the key points, and try to practice only these questions at this moment. Again I am repeating, kindly go through the questions which I am going to give you in today's class. Okay, the objectives of this program. The first point, remember, I want all the students have to analyze, have to refer, have to by heart the answers of Karnataka Board model question paper. It's not only for this social science, for all the subjects I want you all have to solve, practice the Karnataka SSLC Board model question paper, and along with that Karnataka Board state level preparatory paper, state level preparatory exam question paper. I want all the students once have to go through these both the papers, Karnataka State model question paper and Karnataka State level preparatory exam question paper. These two papers once if you solve, then the second point what you have to do here is, in today's class what I am going to discuss, you have to follow the instructions, follow these questions and try to solve now at this moment only these questions. Is this clear? Let me start. Okay, fine. As I hope you all knows it, the analysis of your entire social question paper, pattern of your final board exam, history, you will be getting total of 25 marks, and next political science. From political science you are going to get 11 marks questions. Sociology, from sociology you will be getting 8 marks questions. Geography, you will be getting 22 marks questions. Economics, you will be getting 7 marks, and then business studies you will be getting 7 marks. So this is the complete overview for 80 marks question paper. Got it? And your exam pattern, you will be getting 8 questions, each carries 1 mark, that is total 8 marks, that is multiple choice questions. Again 8 questions, each carries 1 mark, total 8, that is answer the following. And then 8 questions which carries 2 marks, that is 16, answer the following. 9 questions, each carries 3 marks, total 27 marks, that is answer the following. 4 questions, each carries 4 marks, that is 16. And 1 question you will be getting on map. 1 question you will be getting the map which carries 5 marks. Now here in this class I will be letting you know from which chapter how many marks will be asked, and which all the chapters you want to concentrate for 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark, 4 mark and 5 mark. And along with that I will be mentioning the specific questions which you want to study from each chapter. Okay, so total will be 8 marks. Again I am repeating, I will be mentioning from each chapter which question you want to study. Kindly follow this instruction. First complete model question paper and preparatory question paper. Second, today what questions I am giving, you have to complete it at any cost. Okay, from this you can score, the chances are high, even you can score 80 out of 80 also. Are you getting my point? It's everything depends upon your preparation. After completing this all the things, okay, if you find time then you can study other questions also. But Basic, you have to complete this much. Done. Now, let me come to the points. See children, if the question carries 2 marks, if the question carries 3 marks, if the question carries 4 marks, how you should answer? For 2 mark question, minimum 4 to 5 points you are supposed to write. Kindly ensure your answers in point wise. Try to write the answers in point wise so that you can get full marks. Along with that, it will be easy for the evaluator to evaluate a paper and give full marks. Is this clear? And then, for 3 mark questions, you are supposed to write minimum 6 to 8 points. And then for 4 mark question, minimum you are supposed to write 8 to 10 points. Please ensure this pattern so that it will be helpful for you people while you are answering any question. Now, let me discuss first history. Okay? देखिए बेटा, इधर पे अब हम जो भी क्वेश्चंस डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं, ये सारे क्वेश्चंस आपको एग्जाम में फेच होंगे. एग्जाम में आने के चांसेस बहुत ज़्यादा हैं और इंशाल्लाह आ भी सकते हैं. ಓಕೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಇದೇನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ನಾನು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನೋ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಉತ್ತರ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಕ್ಲೀನಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ chapter number 1. From history chapter number 1, you can expect this chapter for 1 or 2 marks. Okay, it means that from this chapter directly if you get 2 marks directly, you will get, if not 1 mark, 2 questions will be given to you from this chapter. So altogether this chapter carries total 2 marks. Is this clear? Now, so which are the chapters we want to study in this chapter? My dear students, please do remember, from this chapter you need to follow these questions. Question number 1, make a note. Explain the effects of the fall of Constantinople. Explain the effects of the fall of Constantinople. Explain the effects of fall of Constantinople. Or the same question also can be asked for you. Explain the reasons that resulted in the discovery of new sea route to India. Next question. Mention the reasons and results. Mention the reasons. Remember children, here reasons is also called as causes. Remember, reasons means sometimes they may ask you what are the causes or mention the reasons. Both are one and the same. For results, another word they can ask you effects, or sometimes will be used the word outcome. Remember this word. Don't forget these words. Whether they ask reasons or causes, both are same. If they ask results means, okay, maybe in your textbook they have given effects as the question. Effects is nothing but results. Okay, reasons को हम causes भी बोलते हैं. Reasons का और एक नाम है causes. इसी तरह से results का और एक नाम क्या है? Effects and outcome. Okay, they can give any of these words, but meaning is same. Okay, take down. Mention the reasons and results for the Battle of Plassey. For the Battle of Plassey. It's an important question. And third question from this chapter. Explain the reasons for the Battle of Buxar. For the Battle of Buxar. Very, very, very important question. Next question. Explain the results. Explain the results of the Battle of Buxar. Explain the results of Battle of Buxar, or. The same question can also be asked for you in this form. Answer is same. Make a note. The Battle of Buxar had helped the British to get many benefits. Full stop. Substantiate. Remember, these both the questions are one and the same, whether they ask results or how this Battle of Buxar helped the British. Okay, these both the questions are one and the same. Next question, make a note. Explain the concept of dual government. Explain the concept of dual government. Explain the concept of dual government. Or sometimes the question can also be asked for you in this form. Make a note. What is dual government? What is dual government? Question mark. Who introduced it? Who introduced it? Question mark. Next question. Okay, these all are 2 mark questions. Make a note of the next question. Scientific developments led to sea voyages. Close the inverted commas. Start with the double inverted comma. Make a note. Scientific developments led to sea voyages. Full stop. Justify this statement. So this is the end of your first chapter. Now coming back to the next chapter, chapter number 2, the extension of the British rule. Chapter number 2, the extension of British rule in India. Children, in this chapter you can expect the question based on the following. Make a note. The first question. Explain the reasons for the first Anglo-Maratha war. Explain the causes or reasons. Both are same. Explain the causes or reasons for the first Anglo-Maratha war. Next question. Explain the results of the first Anglo-Maratha war. Next question. Make a note. Explain the terms and conditions. Explain the terms and conditions of subsidiary alliance. Explain the terms and conditions of subsidiary alliance. Okay, or the same question also can be asked for you in this form. Make a note. How did subsidiary alliance control Indian provinces? Or the same question can also be asked for you like this. What is subsidiary alliance? Question mark. Who introduced it? Okay. Children, most probably you can expect a question based on MCQ about subsidiary alliance topic. Based on subsidiary alliance topic, you can get any multiple choice question or any theory question can be asked. Similarly, based upon the multiple choice question from this chapter, they can ask you based on Anglo-Sikh War. Anglo-Sikh War. Based upon the Anglo-Sikh War, you can expect any multiple choice question. So kindly go through Anglo-Sikh War and get well prepared on this topic. So this is the end of this chapter number 2. Then let me come to the next chapter from history. History, chapter number 3, the impact of British rule in India. The impact of British rule in India. Children, from this chapter you can expect around 3 to 4 marks. Either 3 mark question or 4 mark question can be asked from this chapter. Make a note of the question. The first question from this chapter. Make a note. Explain the impact of British land tax. Explain the impact of British land tax system. British land tax system. Okay. Here I will give you a keynote. Please go through it. Explain the impact of British land tax, that is also called as revenue. Based upon this question, you can get a, based upon this topic you can get a question. Similarly, based on education, you can expect one question. Based upon judiciary, you can expect a question. Remember, in a question, if you find anywhere like British land tax, you are supposed to write the same answer, even education and even judiciary. Okay, based how the impact happened in the during the British rule on British land tax system, how was the impact was taken place, and also education, British modern education system. Are you getting? If you find any word like education, impact of education word, are you getting? You should write the same answer. And similarly, judiciary. Okay. And children, here for education, they can ask you the question in this way. Make a note. Make a list of the effects of. Make a list of the effects of British modern education. British modern education in India. In India. Or same question can also be asked for you in this form. Make a note. The British education system created a new generation of Indians. Created a new generation of Indians with progressive attitudes. With progressive attitudes. Full stop. Justify. So this is one topic, and about the judiciary they can ask you. Okay. So here you have to concentrate 3 topics in this chapter. One is British land tax system, education and judiciary. And next topic in this chapter you want to concentrate, that is features of Riyotwari system, and Zamindari system. You need to explain the features of Riyotwari system and Zamindari system. Concentrate on these 2 topics. Okay. And in the last, you need to concentrate on this topic, that is, make a note. The question based on India Government Act 1935. You need to study this topic. And similarly, next question is Indian Councils Act 1909 and Indian Councils Act of 1919. So, based upon these three acts, you can study the question. So, what are the important features? What are the important features of Indian Government Act 1935? What are the important features of Indian Councils Act of 1909 and Indian Councils Act of 1919? So, these are the three important acts you need to study. Okay, and make sure that in a question, if you see the word 1935 Act, okay, you should write the same answer. Maybe they may ask you the question in sometimes in indirect form. Example like this also they can ask you. How does the India Government Act of 1935 become the base of Indian Constitution? Instead of telling features, they may ask you the question like this. How does the India Government Act of 1935 become the base of Indian Constitution? Both are one in the same. And similarly, they can ask you, instead of 1909, they can give you the question, briefly explain Minto Morley Reformation Act. Minto Morley Reformation Act is nothing but 1909. Indian Councils Act of 1909 is also called as Minto Morley Reformation Act. Similarly, instead of asking Indian Councils Act, they can give you the question like briefly explain Montague-Chelmsford Reformation Act. These all the three questions are one and the same. Any doubts? Understood the question? Understood the concept? Good. Now one more thing. Based on Zamindari system, they can ask you the question like this. Sometimes make a note. Sometimes they may ask you explain Zamindari system, or they may ask you briefly explain the features of Zamindari system. If not, they can ask you the question in this form also. Make a note for Zamindari system. The Indian farmers were born in debt, comma, lived in debt, and died in debt, due to the land tax policies of the British, full stop. How? Okay. So this is the end of this chapter. So we have given the complete details about this chapter, which are the questions you need to study. So that from any of the given topic, you can expect a question in your upcoming board exam. Next, coming back to chapter number 4, opposition of British rule in Karnataka. My dear students, here you can expect 2 or 3 mark questions, but most probably you can expect 2 mark question. Chances of 2 mark questions is high. Sometimes 3 mark question also can appear. Okay, make a note of the topics, on which are the topics the questions will be asked for you in this chapter. Yeah, take down the first question. Very important, and this question has repeated most number of times in the exam. How did Hyder Ali come to power? First question. Second question. The 18th century in Indian history was the century of political problems. was the century of political problems. Full stop. Justify. Justify. Okay. So this is the next question. And third question you can expect from this chapter. Make a note. Very important topic and important question. And this question also has repeated most number of times in the exam. Yeah. Take down. What are the reasons? What are the reasons or causes? What are the reasons or causes for the third Anglo Mysore War? Mysore War. What are the reasons or causes for the third Anglo-Mysore War? Next question, very important, very important. What are the results? What are the results, or it is also called as effects? What are the results or effects of the third Anglo-Mysore War? Of the third Anglo-Mysore War. Okay. Then the next question. The next question from this chapter. What are the reasons? What are the reasons for the fourth Anglo-Mysore War? Very important question. What are the causes for the fourth Anglo-Mysore War? Next question. What are the results? What are the results for the fourth Anglo-Mysore War? For the fourth Anglo-Mysore War. Okay. My dear students, here I want to give you one small note. The same question they can twist and they can ask you. Okay, but answer remains same. What is that means? See here. Now here I gave you the question, what are the effects or reasons of third Anglo-Mysore War? Can you see this? What are the, sorry, 1 minute. What are the effects? What are the effects? Here, question number 4. What are the effects or results of third Anglo-Mysore War? The same question they can also ask you in other form. Make a note. Instead of asking what are the effects or results, they can ask you the same question. Take down. Answer is same, but question is different. What were the conditions? What were the conditions of Srirangapatnam Treaty? Srirangapatnam Treaty. What were the conditions of Srirangapatnam Treaty, or what are the effects of third Anglo-Mysore War? Both the questions are one and the same. Similarly, for this question, what are the results or effects of fourth Anglo-Mysore War? For this question, they can also ask the question in this form. Make a note. Or the fourth Anglo-Mysore War strengthened the position of British in Mysore. Full stop. How? Question mark. Is this clear? Yeah. So these are the different questions from this chapter, and make a note of the next question. Explain the method of resisting the British power by Dondia Wag. It's a 2-mark question. Explain the method of resisting the British power by Dondia Walk. Next question. Explain the achievements of Kittur Rani Chennamma. Kittur Rani Chennamma. Next question. Explain the method adopted by Sangolli Rayanna to fight with the British. Okay. Sometimes explain the role of Sangolli Rayanna or explain the role of Kittur Rani Chennamma. If you get any question based on Kittur Rani Chennamma, you should write the same answer. Similarly, Sangolli Rayanna. Sometimes what they may do, they will combine these both the questions. Explain the role of Kittur Rani Chennamma and Sangolli Rayanna to fight with the British. These both the questions together, also they can ask for 3 marks. If they ask individually, then this carries 2 marks. Got it? Yeah. Next question. Explain the contribution of. Next question. Explain the contribution of Putta Basappa of Kodagu in freedom struggle. Or the same question can also be asked in this form. Explain the rebellion of Amara Sulya. Explain the rebellion of Amara Sulya. Okay. And this question has repeated most number of times in the exam. Make a note. Very important question. Explain rebellion of Bedas of Halagali. Is this clear? So these are the, actually it's a very big chapter. So these are the possible questions from this chapter you can expect in the upcoming board exam. And then coming back to the next chapter. Chapter number 5. Social and religious reforms. So from this chapter, you can expect 1 mark question, 2 mark question, if not 3 mark question. 1 mark, 2 mark or 3 mark. Social and religious reforms. Make a note of the first question. Very, very, very important. Most repeated question. Yeah, make a note. What are the preachings of Brahma Samaj? What are the preachings of Brahma Samaj? Next question. What are the aims and objectives? Sometimes they say aims or sometimes they say aims and objectives. Don't get confused. Both are one and the same. Okay. What are the aims and objectives of Arya Samaj? What are the aims and objectives of Arya Samaj? Next question. Explain the weaves of Ramakrishna mission. Ramakrishna mission. Next question. What were the contributions of Annie Besant? In the question, if you see Annie Besant word, you write same answer. Ramakrishna mission, write same answer. Arya Samaj, write same answer. Brahma Samaj, write same answer. Let they give question in any of the form, but answer remains same. What were the contributions of Annie Besant? Sometimes they can also give the question like this. What were the reformation activities of Annie Besant? Understood? Technically they can change the format. Okay, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಟೈಪ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅನ್ನಿ ಬೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇದು ಒಂದೇ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, don't get confused with this part. Are you getting my point? And after that, next question, explain the contributions of, explain the contributions of Shri Narayana Dharma, Shri Narayana Dharma Paripalana Yogam. Explain the contributions of Sri Narayana Dharma Paripalana Yogam. It's an important question. And next question, explain the reformation advocated by Satya Shodhak Samaj. Explain the reformation advocated by Satya Shodhak Samaj. And last question of this chapter, explain how Swami Vivekananda was a source of inspiration for youngsters. Okay, my dear students, make a note. For your 1 mark multiple choice question, they can ask you, write all the Samaj names and their founders names. Make a table, write the names of all Samaj in one column and write the names of the founders in one column. Definitely you can expect one question on this table. One table create ಮಾಡಿ, ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಮಾಜದ ಹೆಸರು ಬರೀರಿ, ಆದ್ರೂ ಯಾರು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿದಂತ ಆ ಫೌಂಡರ್ಸ್ ಹೆಸರು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಬರೀರಿ. ಆ ತರ ಒಂದು ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಆ ಟೇಬಲ್ಗೆ, ಅದರಿಂದ 1 mark ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. So this is the end of this chapter number 5. And next, chapter number 6. The first war of Indian independence. Children, in this chapter, you can expect 3 mark or 4 mark question. And remember one point, if they ask you the topic like first war of Indian independence, let they give you this word, or let they say Sipahi mutiny, or let they say revolt 1857 or 1857 revolt. These all words are one and the same. First war of Indian independence, Sipahi mutiny, or 1857 revolt. All these questions are very, very important. I mean, these all the words technically are one and the same. Are you getting my point? Good. Now here the question you can expect on what are the causes for the first war of Indian independence, and what are the results of first war of Indian independence. Okay, and better I'll give you the questions, make a note better. First question, what were the reasons for the 1857 revolt? What are the reasons for the 1857 revolt? Next question, what were the political reasons or causes For the first war of Indian independence, what were the political reasons or causes for the first war of Indian independence? Next question. What were the economic policies? What were the economic policies or reasons or causes in the mutiny of 1857? In the mutiny of 1857, question mark, explain. Next, what were the administrative causes? What were the administrative causes for the first war of Indian independence? For the first war of Indian independence. Next question. List out the reasons. List out the reasons or causes that led to the failure of the mutiny. Next question. Explain the results or effects of 1857 mutiny. Next question. What were the issues that outraged the religious feelings of the soldiers? Question mark. Or same question also can be asked to you in the other form. Take down. The condition of Indian soldiers in the British army was very pathetic. P-A-T-H-E-T-I-C, was very pathetic. Full stop. Justify. So these are the questions you can expect from this chapter. And then coming back to the next chapter, chapter number 7. I hope children you are getting this point. Freedom movement. Chapter number 7, freedom movement. From this chapter you can expect a question for 3 marks or 4 marks. Okay, that is freedom movement. Here we have very few questions, but definite question you will be getting from this chapter. Okay, make a note. My dear students, before we could go to the next topic, I like to say you one thing. Still, if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, Shah Sir Classes, kindly do subscribe it. And the admissions are opened in our coaching center, Evershine Coaching Center. We do have at present a branch in Tannery Road. Okay, now at present we are running the institute in Tannery Road. And we have changed this location. Now the Tannery Road branch address is not this. Okay, it is being changed, but in the same locality we have just shifted the institute. You can find the details. You can just contact to this respective contact number 9964257448. We do conduct classes for this year from class 1st to class 12 standard. If any students are interested to join for the coaching classes, you can get back to us. The admissions are open. Online or offline classes are available. Online morning classes are available, and for 10th standard online morning classes are available, and in the evening offline classes are available. If any students are interested, please get back to us. And after watching this complete video, share this video with your all friends and also with your classmates. Thank you. Take care. Wish you all the best of luck. Take down the next question. Explain the role of moderates. Explain the role of moderates in the freedom struggle. Explain the role of moderates in the freedom struggle, or they can say Indian independence movement, so and so. But the important word here is moderates. If they give you the word like moderates, you should write the answer same. Sometimes instead of giving this, they can ask you the question like explain the age of the same question. Excuse me. They can give you the question like this. Explain the age of liberal nationalism. Liberal nationalism. Faiza? Explain the role of moderates, or they explain the age of liberal nationalism, or sometimes they may ask you explain the briefly explain the first 20 years of Indian National Congress. The first 20 years of Indian National Congress. Okay, but mostly they won't ask that word. If they have to ask, they will ask only these two words. You can just go through it. Explain the role of moderates or explain the age of liberal nationalism. Both are one and the same. And next question, make a note. Explain the role of radicals. Explain the role of radicals in the freedom movement. In the freedom movement or in the Indian independence movement, or sometimes if they ask you the question, explain the role of Bala Gangadhar Tilak. Bala Gangadhar Tilak. If they give you this question, explain the role of radicals or Bala Gangadhar Tilak. Okay, you should write the same answer. You should write the same answer. Question is different, but answer remains same. Next question, explain the role of revolutionaries. Explain the role of revolutionaries in Indian freedom movement. In Indian freedom movement. Is this clear? You can study this chapter. This is the end of this chapter. And then let me come to the next chapter, chapter number 8. Next, chapter number 8, Era of Gandhi and National Movement. In this chapter, most repeated question from this chapter is about Jawaharlal Nehru. About Jawaharlal Nehru, please make a note. And second, about Subhash Chandra Bose. Subhash Chandra Bose, most repeated question. And apart from that, if you want to see, explain, they may ask you, write a brief note on Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Okay. And apart from that, the very important and very familiar question for you all, that is farmers and workers protest. Farmers and workers protest. Based on this topic, you can expect a question. If not, describe the tribal revolts. Describe the tribal revolts in the Indian freedom struggle. So these are the most common areas where the chances are very high. You can expect a question. From this chapter, you can expect a 4-mark question. You can expect a 4-mark question from this chapter. And then let me come to the next chapter, chapter number 9. But sorry to say that this chapter is deleted. Okay, no questions are going to come from this chapter. So straight away we go to the next chapter, that is chapter number 10. Sorry to say that, chapter number 9. Actually chapter number 10 is deleted. Chapter number 9 we are going to study here, that is post-independent India. From this chapter you can expect 1-mark or 2-mark questions. You can expect a question for 1-mark or 2-mark questions. Okay, here make a note of the questions. Which are the questions you can expect from this chapter? What were the problems? What were the problems faced by? What were the problems faced by India? What were the problems faced by India after independence? After independence. Next question, number 2. How did the country deal with the problem of refugees? deal with the problem of refugees. Next question, how was Goa liberated from the Portuguese? And next question, explain the process of state reorganization based on language. And next question, how was Junagadh merged with Indian Union? Okay. Next question, number 6. What were the options given to provinces by the British at the time of independence? So these are the most possible areas where you can expect the questions from the topic history. So history, these are the questions. I want you all have to go through it. Where all you can find 1 mark questions which I have suggested, please follow your textbook. Fill ups or multiple choice questions which is given in your exercise for 1 mark questions. Is this clear? And also when you are studying 2 mark questions, definitely you will be coming across with 1 mark type questions. There is no special preparation is required only for 1 mark questions. Again I am repeating, children, there is no special you have to give special attention towards for 1 mark question preparation. Definitely you can do it and you will be doing it. Got it? Just to concentrate on 2, 3, 4 and 5 mark questions, and definitely I will be letting you know the rest of the details in next part. So here I just like to say you that we have done with the history part and have given the complete areas and details and how many questions you want to study from the history. Okay, and one kind request for you all, because most of the students still they are struggling like what to study and how to study social science. Okay, so you can just share this video, you can just put this video as the status of your groups, you can share in all the social medias, whatever the platform you are using, you can share it, so that let it reach for with maximum students, and let they also utilize the opportunity to score a very good marks in the upcoming board exam. Still, if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel Shah Sir Classes, kindly do subscribe, and if you like this session, click the like button and comment below how was this class and what video you want to make me next. And in the next part I will be discussing with the next topic of your social science like political science, sociology, economic science, business study, geography. Thank you, take care, bye bye, see you soon.